Hey guys, Aggro Ninja here, and welcome back to another episode of Vault Hunters on the Void Hunters SMP. And that's right, we are back in our normal Minecraft skin. For now, the shenanigans are over. We'll just have to see what happens next. You never know right here. You never know what someone might decide to get into and drag others into. We're also going to finally dive back into working on the interior of the Tower of Doom. I'm tired at looking at all the scaffolding. So we're going to get rid of all that and at least lay out a core interior that matches the top part of our tower. We'll also look and see if there's any cool modded contraptions that we can add to our existing setup. And finally, I want to start looking at ways we can make our vaulting experiences more efficient. So we're getting more stuff and we're running through the vaults quicker than we already are, because I've watched some other people play and I'm like, man, I'm such a noob at this and I take way too long. So we're going to focus on just getting as much loot as we can instead of sorting through it as we're vaulting, because I think that's one of the most critical mistakes I've made to this point. So we're going to try to change that. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. So not too much has changed since the previous episode. You're not going to notice very much. We do have some additional craftable items that we've been adding to our applied energistic system. My thinking is until we get more storage capacity, we can just put the items that we craft with a lot in here, which is basically going to be all our vaulting stuff. And all our bulk resources we're going to store up here. I do not know if I went over this area in the previous episode. I know you guys saw it, but I don't remember if we touched on it. But my thinking for this area is that all of our large quantity building blocks, we can just keep them in shulkers and store them up here. That's why it's not a really huge area, but it will cut down significantly on the amount of space needed in our applied energistic system, so we can focus on craftable items. Other than that, we have done some off-camera vaulting, so you may notice a few additional levels and a couple of unspent skill points. We are saving up for our next big unlock, which is going to take 4 skill points, so we're almost there. Maybe we'll get to that before we get to the end of the episode. We've also collected all of the chromatic iron ore from the community center. We're going to process that up and take it back over later in today's episode. So we're going to go ahead and dump that into our pulverizer and let that start processing. We also have some from our personal supply. We're going to go ahead and add that as well, because we have been using quite a bit of chromatic iron, as you see here. I would love to fill this up today. We'll just have to see. But let's go ahead and throw our armor on and do a real quick vaulting status update. So we now have all of our armor as well as our shield and our sword. And if we pop into our vaulting menu, you can see that our damage is currently sitting at 52. We now up to 39 hearts, which is the most hearts we've ever had. And our defense is sitting at 52% and mana at 106. And I'll just give you a real quick scroll so you can see all of these numbers. You can tell we're putting a lot in mana regen focus, and we do have some thorns and trap disarm chance, but that's pretty much all that we have done up to this point. So not too many major changes. The biggest thing is I think our hearts have went up quite a bit with our current armor. If we just take a look at our GUI for recent vaults, you can see we've up to 140 vaults. We've completed 52, survived 47, and failed 41. So that's a pretty good ratio, I think, because these kind of survived and completed. You can add these numbers up. So we have done 99 vaults semi-successfully and only failed 41. That's not too bad. So here's our experience so far, our damage dealt, damage taken, the mobs we've unlived, blocks mined, trapped chests, chests looted. That's a really good ratio. We have found one treasure room. We mentioned that in the previous episode, I believe. And we've also crafted 75 crystals. So we're getting on up there. We've had some decent vault runs. So the last couple weren't that great, but that right there is probably our best vault run of all time. We got a really nice completion on that one. This 14,000 one. Why is it scrolling really weird? That is odd. We need to actually favorite that one. That's really good. I forgot to favorite that one. We'll favorite that one as well. Ooh, I just seen one with 15,000. That was impressive. But I can look at that later. We do need to favorite a few of these good vault runs. That's pretty much it for our vaulting status update. But if we take a quick peek, you'll notice that we've, to the point where we're getting low on our sword. Our axe is semi-low and our pants need to be replaced. So what we're going to do something we actually have not done before on camera. We're going to pop over to the community center and see what options we have for making some armor upgrades on camera. I do not think, guys, that is something we've done. I might be wrong. Definitely let me know in the comments if this is something we've already done. But let's go do some armor crafting, and I'll kind of give you a behind the scenes look of how we get our armor ready for vaulting. After taking a look at the gear we have available, the only piece we're going to replace of our armor is our leggings. The rest of these are pretty good. Some are still a little low level, like 26 and 28, but look at these. They're all epic. They're all providing really good stats, including our shield. So everything's either epic or rare except for our leggings. So we're gonna pull our leggings off. Actually, we're gonna leave them on for a second so I can show you what we're swapping to. So if I hold shift, you can see the comparison. So we're gonna get double the durability. We're upgrading from common rarity to rare. We're gonna get 2 extra armor values. We're gonna get 1 extra health value and an additional prefix and the same amount of suffixes. So this is a really good upgrade. The rest was kind of either the same or a step down. So we're gonna maintain all of our existing pieces except for the leggings. So if we go ahead and throw this in the vise, we're going to put an Unbreaking 3 book on it. And then we're gonna throw it into the transmogrification table. Oh, I went for it and I think we got that. We're gonna switch these over to the Power, which costs Vault Bronze to do. And we did end up going back to just the default enchantment look. I think it looks better with this armor set because of all the color changes. The green and the yellow really clash with any of the enchanted armors that you can switch to. So we're going to go ahead, and I think this is ready to go. We might play with the rolls a little bit just to see if we can get some additional prefixes or suffixes. I want to be careful though, because we got that tier 3 plus 7 and the increased damage. You know what? This is really good. This does not need to be touched at all. I don't think we can get better than that. That tier 3 plus 7 is really nice. So let's take our old leggings off. Let's add these. Let's bump up our hearts. So we're going to hit our heal. And now we're going to go back into our stats page and look at that. Our hearts are now at 40. So they got us 1 extra heart. I think our defense stayed the same, but it looks like our damage came down a little bit, which is odd. It should be more. Or did it go up slightly? I don't remember what it was before. Let's take that off and put that on. Oh, it definitely bumped it up. It bumped it up a bunch. 6.2%. That extra 12% damage. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Our defensive value went up 2%. So that was a significant upgrade, just replacing one of our armor pieces. The last thing I want to try to do is see if we can get a better sword. I have no good weapons. This is the best thing that I have currently. A common, no, this is scrappy level sword, and it's only level 20. But look at that tier 2 maxed out 20 attack damage, and then you get that prefix of +1 chaining attack, and then the suffix of attack speed. And look at all that durability. This has been a nasty sword and has done us well, but I would really like to get something a little bit better. And I want to put a little disclaimer here. This is our own vault alloy. We're not using somebody else's. We have a whole bunch of that. So we're going to go ahead and choose sword, and let's see what we get. We're going to get, it's going to still be a novice roll because we haven't done a whole lot of crafting, but we need to start doing more crafting so we can level up our crafting ability. So let's see what we get here. Let's get something good. Let's get something good. Get something good. What do we get? What do we get? 19 attack damage. Not bad, not bad. How is it versus our... The durability is not as good. The attack speed's not as good. The damage isn't as good. But look at that +9 damage. So that's going to do us pretty good. I think we're going to switch to that sword. It will do us for now until we can get something better from the vault. So we have a new sword, and we can go ahead and add Looting 3, Unbreaking 3, and Knockback 2. I did forget to go get those books. Let's go grab those now. So I did get those additional books. Let's see what this does to our new sword. We're going to throw that in the anvil. We're going to throw the first one on there, the second one, and that last one, which is our Knockback 2. We're going to pull that off our hotbar because I want to see what that does to our damage. So if we take a look, our damage is still at 58.2. Let's just throw this one in our backpack, get it off of our thing because that might be affecting our damage number. Wow, I really expected that to go up. I wonder if it's just because that is a +9. It definitely is doing more damage. That's really odd. But we're going to roll with that for now. I think that is a pretty good upgrade. I thought about upgrading our pick, and I was getting the things ready for that. But when I got to looking, so we currently have this first tier chromatic iron pick. We unlocked the chromatic steel, but then we're almost to level 35, and we can make the next tier. And that will do us for a while. So we're just going to wait. This is not bad. It's actually pretty good. So we're going to continue to use this until we get to level 35. And hopefully by that point, we can come back over, craft us a new pick, and unlock our next skill. But I think that is just about going to wrap us up here. Let's head back to the Tower of Doom because we have one thing that I want to tackle before we get into our first building section. So now that we're back over at the Tower of Doom, the thing that I want to craft real quick is something they just recently added with the latest major update. And that is this wardrobe block from the Vault mod itself. And if we click on that, you can see it's going to take an armor stand, which we have, a Vault Essence, which we have, and one of these Vault Diamond blocks. So we need to craft that real quick, dump that into our system, and then we should be able to craft this wardrobe. I am so excited for this because it basically replaces the vanilla armor stand, which, let's be honest, it needs some work. Mojang, please. I should be able to shift click own it off of this, not have to pull things off individually, then go into my inventory and put things where I want it. It's annoying. Now we have something even better called the wardrobe. We're going to put that right there. And if you see, you can do all kinds of cool stuff with this. So I believe we can swap. Why is it not working? Swap? It's not working. So maybe we need to load it first. Yeah, let's load it over. Regardless, we can shift click it. And then we can swap. There we go. Oh, but you can't put it back. Oh, yeah, you can. You have to hold shift. And look, it even takes off your magnet and your backpack. So if you want to have like an overworld setup, like we do, and then a vault setup, you can do that. And then you can very quickly switch back and forth. They even have one for weapons. So we could put our weapons here. Can it hold wings? Oh, it can hold your wings there. You can put all kinds of stuff up in there. And then you can just pull things out. This is sweet. So we can put our sword in here for now. Our chromatic iron cutter, which we're going to hang on to that. And hang on to our shovel and our wings. But if we go back to wardrobe, we can shift click this over. Then we can come over here and get our pieces that we've been wearing in the overworld. And then we can put those on with our wings. And then I think we can come in here. Shift click this bad boy. Oh, you can just shift click it. You don't even have to open it. Oh, that is so awesome. So awesome. But I really like this. This is a really cool addition. I was watching the incredible Firepire and he was using one of these. I'm like, I've got to figure that out. I want one. But now we've put it off long enough. Let's jump back into super fast build mode for the first time in a couple of episodes. as usual, Aggro didn't really think this all the way through. And unfortunately, we've spent the better part of the last 2 days working on this, which means most of our allotted time for this episode is used up. But that's okay, we got the interior done. And although we knew kind of sort of what we were going to do with it, we didn't really have a plan, and we didn't pre-design this in creative. We did this all freehand in survival. I think it did turn out fantastic though. Definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think. You're going to see a similar theme all the way throughout. Nothing new. We got our kind of our crisscross basalt flooring, a lot of trimming and polished blackstone. We've got some strip spruce logs. You're going to see our textured calcite ceiling throughout the tower as we work our way up. Now, this is what I'm calling a core design. So as we decide to add things to our build or do decorative things, we will change some things. So like for example, I do want to do some type of custom chandelier on this floor, but for now we just got some lanterns hanging on the ceiling. And if we go up one floor, you'll see this is the only one that is a dual layer. So we have 2 different floors on the same section. There are elevators so we can access this top piece here. I love walking on this calcite. It makes a real nice little ding. We did bring in our brick wall design from the very top into this floor. This is the only place that we use that, I believe. We've got some interior columns as well as some exterior columns. Plus, this is one of the floors that has windows looking out. Some parts of this tower, you can't even tell that you're in a tower. But we're going to pop back down so we can go up to the next floor. And this one is also a little different. So this one is bumped up to the very exterior. So this is our crisscross strip spruce from the outside. I decided to let those show on the inside. Definitely let me know what you guys think about this floor. I have tweaked this, as you probably saw from the time lapse. I have tweaked this no less than 3 times, and I'm still not 100% happy with it, but I do think overall it's looking pretty good. Once again, we've got some lanterns in the ceiling. We may do some custom lighting here as well. We'll just have to see. We can access the second floor or the porch of the tower, whatever you want to call this area, in all 4 corners. I think that's a really nice feature. I had thought about this earlier and we're just now implementing it, but this has been in the works for quite some time. And if we go up one more floor, you can see we have a little bit more windows. You can see out onto that porch slash deck, whatever you want to call it. And here we've got a little bit of a unique column design versus the other floors, and that was just primarily because of how the exterior and interior of the building come together. But overall, I think it looks pretty cool set up that way. And if we go up one more time, you're going to see one of 2 floors that are designed exactly the same. This one did change from the time lapse, as you guys probably noticed if you watched very closely. We did originally use the column design from this floor here, but I decided to get rid of it so we could do our textured deep slate because there was some really weird exterior bits that were showing that I didn't like. Plus, with this design, if we pop this back wall off, we decided to come in here. Oh, that's not a good place to look. This is not the floor done that on. So let's put these back and I'll show you guys what I mean up the stairs. There still is some room, so if we wanted to add some machines here like we've done at the very top, we can do that. That's kind of what I'm thinking about these next 4 floors. So there's one more just like this one. And then if we go up one more, you're going to see this room's a little bit tighter, and we didn't use any columns because I'm really thinking about optimizing the space and being able to add machines on this floor. So this one will be really easy to add cables to because we left a gap in between the exterior and interior wall, and I really wish I would have done more of that. We may have to do more of that as we start using the interior of the building more. There is one more floor just like the one below, and then from here we'll shoot through a lava farm and into the top of the tower. And that is pretty much the interior of the tower is done. Now, like I said earlier, we are going to add some decorative and builds to the tower, but for now we can call the interior done. I'm really happy with how that turned out. Now, we're not quite ready to wrap things up today. There are a few other things that I want to get into. And of course, we want to do something with our mods on every single episode, so we're continuing to progress. So let's go ahead and tackle that now. The first thing I want to look at adding to our machines is an upgrade, a new amplifier for our redstone furnace and pulverizer. And if we just look up Flux, I think that would give us what we want. So we're already running some of these Flux linkage amplifiers. What I want to craft is this expanded RF coil. I couldn't quite remember which one of these is best. I know there's the one that focuses on capacity. It doesn't give you quite as much transfer. And then there's one that focuses on transfer but doesn't give you as much capacity. And then there's the regular one, which is just a balanced ×4. I think our machine can handle this. We will see. If it increases power ×4, we will not be able to use this. So let's go ahead. It's not that expensive. Let's go ahead and craft a couple of these. Looks like we need a couple redstone blocks. Now we can craft. See how easy this makes our crafting? Oh, so nice. So nice. Now we need to look at silver ingots. So we not have any silver ingots. We have iron. We have tin. Let's find some silver real quick in our ore bin. So here's some silver. We're going to grab that silver. We're going to have to do some mining. We don't have much stuff. I believe we can pulverize this and increase the amount that we get from that. Yeah, see, we're going to get 2 per 1. There's some right there. We'll throw those in there. We only need a couple. I would like to be able to make 2 of these, 1 for each machine. Now we'll go ahead and throw these in our system. We should be able to craft 2 of these expanded RF coils. Now let's see what this does to our machine. If we take one of these out and put one of those in, it doesn't appear to be using any more power. I don't know if it made it faster though. It definitely increased the amount of RF it can hold though. So the next step will be to craft the next tier of integral component, which if we take a moment and look at that, we'll just look up the word component and that should give it to us. There we go. That's the final tier and it scales it from 3x to 4x. I think we can handle that, but we're gonna need some aluminum gears, which I think we already have, as well as this Enderium ingot, which is, whew, the blend is ender dust, lead dust, and diamond dust. That's not too bad. Let me work on getting all this together and we'll craft a couple of these. So this is going to be a bit more in depth than I thought it was going to be. We were able to get our blends that we're going to need, but I also got to looking at a few things. So if we go back to component, at first things look like it won't be too bad. We already have Enderium ingots. We have our aluminum ingots that we need to make the aluminum gears. We already have the reinforced integral components, but then I was like, oh look, glass. This isn't just glass. This requires one of 3 different types of thermal series glass, the easiest being this hardened glass, and the only way to craft it is with an induction smelter. So the items needed to make it aren't too bad, but we need to build an additional machine. So let's go ahead and work on getting this crafted. So we're going to look up induction smelter. We should have everything we need to do this. I've been working on gathering stuff and crafting items. So if we go in here, we need to craft our redstone flux cell first, which is going to require a redstone block. We'll knock that out. We need a couple of Invar gears. I tell you, this makes crafting so much easier. We need a blast furnace. We have everything for that. And we need one more of these machine frames, which is going to require a couple more pieces of redstone blocks. And we should have everything we need now to finally craft our induction smelter. That would have taken us a lot longer without our system. For now, we are just going to set this like right here, just so we can power it. I don't really want to put it there. Let's put it right here. That should feed it power. Yes. And we can work on crafting up our, ooh, where is the other item we need? I thought I was ready for this. Is it not? Let's look up hardened glass. sand. Oh, yeah, sand, obsidian. Oh, and nether quartz. I don't know why I thought glass. We had it ready, but I grabbed glass too. Really funny. So we'll work on that. We'll let that finish up, and then we should be able to finish this up. We're gonna steal a couple of our components just to speed this up a little bit. We need a total of that's all we need right there. So we really could have just waited. All right, we're gonna put this like that. All right, we have our components. We need to pull both of these components out. Now, let's go through the process of making these components. I'm gonna be sad if we can't use these because we're not generating enough power. I think we'll be okay though. So we need to make a couple of these aluminum gears. Actually, we need 4. And then we should have everything we need now to make 1 and then 2 of those resonant integral components. Oh, that is so exciting. We're about to have our pulverizer and our redstone furnace at basically max level, and it's only using 240 RF a tick. That isn't bad at all, and it has a buffer of 800,000. Oh, that is awesome. That is just awesome. It really can't get much better than that. But let's go ahead and we'll wait on that to finish. I want to test something. So we did basically get finished up with our chromatic iron. We'll put this was some more of our own. We have been taking so much chromatic iron to the community center. But what can we run through our redstone furnace as a test? You know what? Let's do some cobblestone to make smooth stone. That'll be a decent test. Just to see how fast it is. That's pretty quick. I am pretty happy with that. Well, I think what we're going to work on now is establishing our Flux Network. To get started in Flux Networks, the first thing we're going to need is a Flux controller. And in order to craft this, we're going to need 5 flux blocks, 2 flux dust, and 1 flux core. So almost everything in Flux Networks is going to use flux dust and or flux cores, which are made from, well, you guessed it, flux dust, obsidian, and in this case, vault diamonds and larimar. We should have everything we need in our system to craft some of this. So we're going to start by crafting up some flux dust, and we should have enough stuff to make like a stack of this. Ooh, we had enough to make 43. Man, that's so much redstone. So much redstone. But now we should be able to craft, we'll make a handful of these. I'm not sure exactly how many we'll need. We'll go with that many, 16. That should be enough to craft 5 of these. Ooh, no, it was not. It was enough for 4. We're gonna need a few more of these because we need to make enough for. Oh, we need more flux dust, which means we need more redstone. We should have enough to make some additional blocks of redstone. Yeah, because we're gonna need a few more of these. That should be enough. We need a flux block. Yes. And then we should be able to build our flux controller. Oh, we need more flux dust. And we ain't going to have any vault materials left. No, we got quite a bit of larimar. The only thing I'm worried about is vault diamonds. So what was it that we needed? We needed, oh, we have everything we need. So now we can craft the most important component of our Flux network, and that's going to be the controller. So we now have, ooh, a Flux controller. So we can go ahead and set this up. For now, temporarily, we'll, ooh, man, we need to clean up here. Let's just put it over here in the corner for right now. We should be able to click on this. Is there any, are we the first one? We are the first people on the server to craft a Flux network. So we are going to hit the create new network button. We're going to call this Aggro Ninjas Network. I usually like to run 2, but for now we will probably only run 1. because we don't have enough power gen to justify separating power generation from power usage. So we're just going to call this Aggro Ninja's main. We are going to set a password. Although I don't think it really matters because I don't think anybody can just use it. And I like to use green. And we're going to create that. So now we have established our power network. And this controller is mapped to that network. We can now turn on wireless charging. So anything in our hotbar or our hands will charge, and we'll go ahead and turn that on. And this shows the connections of the network. So right now all we have is a controller, and it shows you data about the network. It's not currently being used, so everything is at 0. And it shows you network members, only us at the moment. And there's settings about the network. So what we want to do now, we want to also go ahead and set a transfer limit because our current power gen capabilities, we will overshoot that by a little bit because we're going to have an internal buffer of like 1,000,000. So we're going to set it to not that much, just 1,000. Well, that should save. All right, there we go. Oh, we can use this for chunk loading. Yes, we can. Oh, very nice. We will probably look into using that in this chunk that our machines are sitting in, so we don't have to worry about them turning on and off when we're logged in. All right, now we need to look at setting up the next couple of components. And this is where things start to get a bit expensive. I know, right? After all the redstone we just used, it's going to get even more expensive because we need to craft at a minimum 1 flux point and 1 flux plug. And if we take a look at these, both of them use, not only do they use a perfect Larimar, but they also use a paw. So we're going to need to craft some additional redstone. I just realized that. Let's see if we have any available because we're going to need some more flux dust. We're going to craft as much as we can, which is 31. And then we're going to need to craft some flux cores. But before we do that, we need to craft the flux dust. And I think we needed redstone blocks. No, we're good. We're good. How many of these can we craft? Let's try to craft like 16. And then if we look at, we're going to need 2 of these. So for right now, we're just going to craft 1 of each so I can demonstrate how Flux Networks works. Now we should be able to go in and craft 2 pogs. And then 2 perfect Larimar. There is our flux point, and now let's do the flux plug. Oh, we're missing something. That was weird. Flux point, flux plug. All right, now we have 1 of each, and that's probably all we'll craft for now. We can work on crafting a basic flux storage down the road. We need some more flux blocks. I don't know if we have enough redstone for that. We'll have to work on gathering some more redstone. But for right now, it's not a big deal. I think by default, the controller itself has like 1,000,000 power buffer. Doesn't show, but I'm pretty sure it's 1,000,000. We're about to find out. So how these work. One of them, the flux plug, receives energy from adjacent blocks passively, adding energy to your flux network. So this is what we'll use on energy sources. And then the flux point provides energy to adjacent blocks actively, removing energy from your flux network. So this is what you would use to power machines. So we are going to attach our flux plug right here on our redstone flux cell, which does have a maximum output of 1,000 FE a tick. We are going to go into the configuration and set this to output. And then we're going to map this plug to our network. And now we could go over to the network statistics. You can see that it shows 1 plug, 1 controller, and then Is it not? Does it not have a buffer? I thought it had an internal buffer. We may actually have to craft a component to get any sort of power buffer. Unless we didn't. We set that to output. I feel like it's not pulling any power. Blue is feed, orange is out. And we want to set the transfer limit to 1,000. All right, so just for testing purposes, we are going to pull one of our machines off the wall here. We'll do the pulverizer. We're going to sit it right here. We're going to attach the flux point to the top. We're going to set it to our network. And you'll show now that there's 3 connections within the network. We're going to set the transfer limit to 1,000. And then we are going to go upstairs and grab some ores. We'll do a copper. So it is running, it just doesn't have a buffer at all. So we will need to look and see if we can craft one of those components. So the basic one will give us 2 million. Do we have enough for 6 of these? Probably not. No, we don't even have enough. So we need to work on gathering some more redstone. Do we have any redstone ore that we could pulverize? There's a little bit of redstone. Oh, and there's some redstone ore. So I'm going to work on getting this pulverized up and processed. And we're going to craft one of those basic storage cells. So I think I have enough redstone processed up. We're going to go ahead and throw that into our storage system. We're going to go in and craft some more flux dust. I think we can just... We're not going to shift click that many. We're going to probably do like 32. And then that should be enough to craft. Oh, we need to craft some more of these. These, we can craft all of them. And then, is that enough for 6 flux blocks? Ooh, it is only enough for 4, so we need a little bit more. We need, what, 8 more of these? No, we need 16 more. Oh my goodness, what did we just run out of? Chromatic iron. We got more. We got more. We got more. I lost count of how many we were on. We're gonna go to like that many because that's about how many we need. Ooh, this stuff is so expensive, and we need 2 more of these. Then we should be able to craft our flux control. Oh, not a controller, or not a controller. Basic flux storage. What is the Herculean cost? Ooh, that's expensive. We're gonna stick with basic. And I think I have one of these somewhere. Didn't we win one of these? I may have just crafted that for naught. I mean, we can always stack them. I'll look into that. I want to say we got one of these as a reward, but we can stick that. We'll just stick it over here for right now, just under that lamp. We'll map that to our network, and that will give us a buffer now of. Well, it still doesn't show a buffer, but we have an energy. That will go up to 1 million. So we have plenty. Ooh, and that transfer limit is set too high. Let's set that down to 1,000. That probably drained out our controller quite quickly. Yes, it is. Anyways, that'll give us a 2 million buffer here. I like how it's got a color code. And then we have 1 million here. So that gives us 3 million FE total of power storage. Not bad, not bad. I think what I'm going to work on now before we wrap things up, I really want to get to level 35 so we can craft that new pick. So I'm going to go run a few vaults. And if any of that is worth recording, we'll record it, or we'll go straight into crafting our pick. So that's what we're going to work on now. So we're over at the community center on the scare floor. We were able to link up with our buddy Shro and run a couple of vaults, and we were able to get to that level 35. So we go ahead and pop into our skills. We'll start with that. So we're going to pop over to our abilities. Oh, no, actually it's under talents, and we're going to unlock berserking. And basically this will give us additional damage as we lose health. And as you guys know, well, Aggro tends to lose a lot of health in the vault, so I think this will be useful. Also, I want to show you guys, check this out. We found one of the new Omega rooms called a library, and just check out all of the stuff we got from this. This was just from one vault run. We got 6 mod boxes, 7 mystery boxes, 21 relic booster packs, and a whole bunch of jewels for attaching to picks. And then we got some gear as well. So let's go ahead and open all this up and let's see what we get. So we're going to let's roll the booster packs first. Let's roll the mystery boxes. Let's roll the mod boxes. Oh my goodness, Flux points and a Flux plug. Oh my goodness, a fuzzy card. Oh, these right there are amazing. We got one more of the Richity relics. We also, I am so excited. I was hoping that would happen. Oh, let's roll these tools first real quick. Or I should say these gears. See if we get anything good. Very, very nice. So we've got rare deer. Look at that, plus 12 armor, although we can't wear it yet. All very good. There's some scrappy. We're gonna scrap the scrappy stuff. So we're gonna hang on to these 2 pieces. So we'll put those in our shulker with gear. We need to pull the weapons out of there. We'll put the weapons. Where can we put the weapons? We'll just stick them somewhere for now. We'll put them over here. Oh no, that's scrappy. So we're gonna scrap the scrappy. But I'm really excited about these relic fragments. And I forgot to do this in the last episode. So while we're over here, if we take a look at our fragment, we can put the dragon relic with that. So we don't have all 5 of those yet. That's unfortunate. We also don't have all 5 of the Richity relics, but you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets where we have 4 out of 5. So we're getting really close to getting additional relics. But what we do have is all 5 of the Twitch emotes. So we're going to grab those, and I'm going to go have to get the stuff together to craft another one of these pedestals, as well as the stuff for our pick. So let me get that together, and we're going to put together one more relic, as well as get ready to craft our new pick we talked about. So I have everything ready to go to craft our pedestal and our pick. So if we pop in here, we go ahead and click on that pedestal. Ooh, wrong pedestal. The relic pedestal is what we want, which takes 2 extraordinary bentonite, a couple pieces of stone, and a smooth stone slab. So we now have that, and we have the components ready to go. We will get to that in just a moment. Let's go ahead and craft our pick. We are going to be crafting the level 35, and I plan to use this for a while because the next one's at level 50. So we want a pretty good one, and we want to get some decent stuff on it. So it has a capacity of 200, level 35, and it has 9 mining speed and 4,000 durability. Versus our other one, it looks like it's basically the same. So if we go ahead and throw that in the Vault Anvil, we're going to throw our vanilla enchantments on it. So efficiency 5, unbreaking 3, and silk touch. We're also going to add a couple of our jewels. So we have one that adds axing and plus 3.1 mining speed. So that's pretty awesome right there. And it only is going to use up 33 of that 200. And then we have a plus shoveling for 24, worth it. And then this is our best jewel we have. This is, if we look at this, this is a legendary tier 4 suffix plus 3.2% 50% copious. That's pretty awesome. We're going to add that on there. It's only going to cost 24 size. That's still going to leave us with almost 120 capacity for future stuff. Look at all the additional bonuses we got on this bad boy. So we can use this to pick, axe, and shovel. And that is a pretty good replacement for our pick. I am pretty happy with that. Now we're going to head down and set up our pedestal and then get ready to wrap things up. Today has been one exciting episode. We have gotten so much done. All right, we're going to pop this up. We're going to pop down that other pedestal, and we're getting really close to needing to expand our room. I know it doesn't look like we need to, but I've got some ideas for some things. So we're either going to start the next episode with doing some upgrades to our vaulting showcase area, or we'll do that on a stream before the next episode. We'll just have to see. But we're going to go ahead and get all of our Twitch items here. We're going to put them on our hotbar. I think we just click these onto the pedestal. Oh, no, you add them. So we're going to... Oh, how do we do that? Do we have to drop them on? Click it. Oh, okay. That's how you do it. And then assemble relic. Boom. Now we have the Twitch relic. That is awesome. There is one or two more things I want to show you guys that I kind of forgot to show you guys. So we do have a whole bunch of other jewels. So up until that previous vault run, -1, this is all of the jewels we've collected. That single legendary vault run gave us significantly more. So this plus 2 more. And then if we take a quick peek into our backpack, you'll see that we've gotten some ores, including a whole bunch of diamond ores. So they've added a diamond ore room, sort of like the chromatic iron runes. So that's pretty cool. We spent just a little bit of time getting some of the rare stone diamond ore. We were able to get some more of the ores from the vault and a few other little bits. So we've got 45 dreamstone now, and that was mostly from that library omega room. But that's kind of where we're at with some of our stuff. There is one last thing I want to show you guys that requires a regular pedestal that I seen in the library room, and we're going to set some of these up. I think they're super cool. We'll just put one right here so you can see what it looks like. But you can stick these little, that is not how it was setting on there before. Let's pop that off. Maybe you have to like, oh, okay, that's how it was. And then you set the pedestal on it. So this little statue guy is sitting on this pedestal. And then to top it off, you can put stuff in their hand. So we're going to give him our original pick. Is that not the coolest thing ever? But that's going to do it for today's episode, guys. As always, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you have any suggestions or feedback, please leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe. This is Aggro Ninja, and that's a wrap.